More often than not, the zero waste lifestyle is not about buying cool, expensive, aesthetic looking, Insta-worthy swaps. It's about using the resources that we accumulate anyway in the most efficient way. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gitte Marie and this is the annual video that I always look forward to do because it means I get to reassess the things that I've bought and the things that I've used in my household. I want to take a moment to highlight the 10 most used, most appreciated zero waste swaps in my life because there are so many products that are promising us sustainability if we buy them and we use them, but what advertising is telling us and what reality looks like is very rarely the same thing. And that also goes for more eco-friendly, eco-sustainability coded lifestyles products and companies. So in this video I want to share with you the things that I have gotten the most use out of this year. The funny thing with this series, because I've been doing it for a few years, is that some of the products are just steady, the same thing. So if you at some point in this video is thinking, well, this is so boring, it's the same stuff you showed us last time, that's the whole point. Anyway, let's just get started. This is the stainless steel lunchbox from Clean Canteen. I love this. Not specifically this, also this. I appreciate this, it's really nice. It like seals shut and everything, that's really nice. But any solid, washable, reusable lunchbox will be on this list every single year. I use these things every single day, both when I'm taking lunch outside my home, but also to store things in leftovers, etc. I've used this to store basically every single type of food. This is golden. Big appreciation for the stainless steel lunchbox. But to that, I would like to also say it's more sustainable to use the lunchbox you already have instead of going out and buying a new one. The plastic lunchbox that you got when you were in primary school that has dentist stickers on it is more sustainable than going out and buying a new one. So if you already have something like this that you can use, keep using it. I was gifted this from Clean Canteen and I really, really like it. So I'm just gonna keep using this for years and years going forward. Cool. I feel like we're just gonna jump in categories like back and forth a little bit because that's gonna make this video exciting. So for the next part, I have said in basically every single get ready with me beauty makeup related video that I am so bad at removing my makeup, and I suck at it. I forget about it. I think I've had whole months where I just clean my face with water. I don't give a fuck. But this year, especially like the last part of this year, I started really thinking about it again during the summertime. I've really tried to make an effort to actually clean my face properly and can already see a big difference. I don't know if you can, I can, you're always more self-critical. I don't know, I can see a difference, that's all that matters. So I have really been using my reusable makeup wipes a lot more these last 6 months than I have in years. So I feel like they deserve a spot. I'm very unhelpful now because I don't know where they're from. I cannot remember. I've accumulated them over time. I don't know where they're from. You can find them everywhere and you can also make them yourself. I have them in different types of textures, so some of them are really coarse that I'll usually use to exfoliate with, and then I have some that are a lot softer that I'll use on my eyes and to remove my eye makeup and stuff. Anyway, I feel like these deserve a spot, and I don't think they've ever had a spot before because I have used them so sparsely, but now where I'm really trying, they deserve a spot. I have to include, actually it's the lipstick I'm wearing today, I have to include this Beauty Made Easy Le Papier collection lipstick because I have talked about this for ages. I love it. It's completely packaged in paper, and then once you're done with the lipstick that's visible, you pull on this string and you roll the paper down. And I have used about half of mine. There is a lot of product in this, and for the amount of product that you get, as well as the most sustainable packaging, I feel like the price point is pretty good. I cannot remember the top of my head, but I don't think it's unreasonable. I also have a list of beauty products that I recommend that are just top tier, both in the makeup quality as well as the packaging. So this one definitely deserves a spot as well. And I feel like for next year, I might actually also purchase a new color. So I have 3 options. I also have a slightly pinkish one, but I would love a more like taupe brownish kind of color. That'd be really cool. Anyway, love this packaging to bits. It doesn't have to be overly complicated to make sustainable packaging for cosmetics, and this is the proof of that. Okay, moving on. I have to come clean for this next one. I think I've already mentioned it, but we're gonna mention it again. I started drinking coffee this year. I've never really had coffee, and I know there are loads of supply chain issues when it comes to coffee, so it's also not a product I'm consuming daily, but it is at that place where I enjoy a nice cup of coffee. I buy a bulk package-free coffee, and then I use a little tiny French press. This is the smallest, cutest little French press. I got it in a thrift store. I love her to bits. I actually also bought a bigger one recently because me and my partner now sometimes both enjoy a cup of coffee. He also do not drink massive amounts of it, but it would be nice to be able to make more than one cup at a time. So for Christmas I bought him a slightly bigger one. But I've been loving this. Many coffee and tea filters do have plastic in them, or just generally tend to come with a lot of packaging. And we have this amazing boutique where I live where you can get your own bulk coffee freshly ground. That way I avoid all the packaging, and I also avoid any disposable coffee filters or anything of the sort when I use a French press. So I have been really liking this over the past, I think this is also about 6 months. I had my first iced coffee during August. It had tons of salted caramel syrup in as well. It was amazing. But I never had that before, and that was amazing. And I was honestly kind of pissed that no one told me how delicious that was. So anyway, so we're keeping coffee consumption to a minimum still. I get my energy just from the sheer pure rage of capitalism, and usually don't need to drink coffee in the morning, but a really good quality coffee goes in the French press. Oh. Next up is a thrift find that I just feel like deserves some love because I've been using it so much recently. It's these stainless steel tumblers. So I prefer to not get plastic cups whenever I order something at concerts, festivals, etc. And it's often quite frowned upon, if not completely forbidden, to bring in your like solid containers. But these ones have passed the vibe check. And by vibe check, I mean the security check every single time. I also do have a bigger cup actually with measurements on it that I use to get other kinds of beverages in. Tap soda or beer, something of the sort. When there is a measurement on your container, it's more likely that bartenders will let you use your own container, because then it doesn't seem like you're out to scam your way into getting more than you're paying for, if that makes any sense. I've been approached with that vibe, but then I sort of just try to explain that, well, I do prefer to not get the disposables, and you can see how much can be in this, so actually I'm getting a little bit less than I normally would, and that's fine by me. I get a lot of use out of these also for picnics, camping trips, etc. Love them. If you find something like this in a thrift store, buy it instantly. I am going to include any kind of supermarket food container glass jar in this video, because these bad boys is the cornerstone of the zero waste movement, and I am standing by that 100%. You can buy any kind of container that can do this. This can do just as good of a job at containing stuff as any kind of expensive container you buy for that specific purpose. The difference between this one and the ones that you buy is just typically that these ones are actually just made to be thrown away after one use, and we don't stand by that. I use these for leftovers, for spices, I use these for my beauty products and for DIYs. I have so many of these jars lying around. They have so many specific purposes, and I love to use them, and I didn't pay for them per se, except that I paid for the content of it, and now I'm just reusing these. So more often than not, the zero waste lifestyle is not about buying cool, expensive, aesthetic looking, insta-worthy swaps. It's about using the resources that we accumulate anyway in the most efficient way. That's what it's about. Does that look a million different ways to a million different people? Absolutely, but that's the idea. What's also on the list are cotton, napkins and towels. I could include the kitchen towels that I also have, like the more like roughly knitted or crocheted kitchen towels that I use instead of paper towels. Love those to bits. I've talked about them many times as well. Those are a staple in my house. I think they're a staple in a lot of households as well. This is not only due to a like environmental thing, it's just like I've never been in a Danish household where there wasn't like a reusable cloth. Anyway, these are napkins that I carry in my purse. You can use them to blow your nose, you can use them to like wipe off your dirty fingers. When I'm setting a table, I also use them instead of paper napkins because I think it looks more elegant and nice. I've used these a million times, and you probably also have to. If you buy cotton products like this, you will have to use them a bunch of times in order for them to be more sustainable or to have a lower impact than paper towels. It has to replace a lot of paper towels to actually make sense, because you know, producing cotton just requires a lot of resources and especially water. I have two things left. So I cannot not talk about the Menstrual Cup. I've been a loyal user of the Menstrual Cup for years. I think I had a pretty tough start with them. It's really a learning curve for sure, and it was for me as well. But if you're curious about how to use one, I have several guides and videos where I go over all the details, all the things that you have to be aware of, the different ways in which you can use them. All that kind of stuff is available. I'll leave some of my videos down below. I would like to also add period underwear. Just any kind of reusable period product I think has been such an absolute game changer for me. It has made my period more convenient and more comfortable overall. It's also significantly cheaper to use this in the long haul. I just really recommend. This one is from Ruby Cup specifically. I've been an affiliate partner of them for years and years at this point, and I'll leave them down below if you're curious about these cups specifically. This is the cup that I have used by far the most. I have tried other types of cups and some are great and some are less great, but this one is my overall winner. It's a go-to every single month. And lastly, I have a product I know I haven't talked about before, so that's pretty exciting. I have been aware of a brand for a really long time. I love when brands go out of the way to do something that not only is better for the planet, but that also pushes the status quo of what their industry is supposed to look like. I also went to Malmo this year to shoot a campaign with them, completely unedited and with no makeup, and that was one of the best photo shoots that I've ever done. Anyway, I'm going to put the Go Circular body oil on this list. I've used a few different other products. I just recently started using this product, but I've been using tons of different kinds of products from them. So anything from them, I think they're just doing an absolute banger job. Also have a slightly smaller serum from them that I use on my face. And then they have this coffee scrub with leftover or like otherwise wasted coffee grounds, which I think is amazing. It just dawned on me now that I forgot number 10. So you're getting this as a voiceover. The last thing I want to mention on this list is the pretty wide category. It's just vintage jewelry, because 2024 has been a really good year for thrifted and vintage jewelry finds. I have found some amazing pieces that I know will last me a lifetime, and I feel like in comparison to previous years, this has also been a year where I've gotten a lot of comments on my jewelry, where I've gotten a lot of people that ask me where my jewelry is from. So for that, I'm very unhelpful when I say that they're primarily thrifted, vintage, pre-loved, anything of the sort. But I do, if you want a little bit more inspiration, I also have a list of eco brands that I stand by, which also includes some conscious jewelry brands. So you can go on there and check that out as well. But 2024 has been a really good year for vintage jewelry on my end. So just wanted to take a moment to celebrate that as well. And those are my most used and most appreciated zero waste swaps of 2024. And I would love to hear from you guys what your most used swaps, products, DIYs, thrift finds. What are your most used and appreciated swaps of 2024? Let me know in the comments down below. Are any of these products on your list as well? Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Have an amazing day and take really good care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green zero waste content and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!